Shabbat Shalom. Call Halagi Hawabashmi Awashai Bahashim Makakwadash, double honors to the apostles and other bishops of great Milestone, even the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shabbat Shalom, salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to you all. I'm looking at this Willie D post. This guy is pure entertainment, right? Going back to the Ghetto Boys. But every now and then I'll let him speak, and he's only speaking for 12 minutes. Kind of gets straight to the point, tells a little story of his life, and equates it to Donald Trump losing the war. So what I'm pointing out is that it's general knowledge now that Donald Trump, from what Willie is saying, it's over, and Donald Trump admits what? That it's over or that he lost. So let's take a look at this and let's get just a feeling of the general consensus, out there in Babylon, as far as, because what we're looking at, what this determines, right, is how much longer before they try this again. What happened last year, was it July? I believe it was last July in 2025. That was the first attempt at doing what they just tried. Okay. So Netanyahu fires a missile, and then they get into it, and they have the 12-day war, and Netanyahu is overwhelmed. He wasn't expecting that, and so he calls in Trump to go over and put an end to it by using overwhelming powers. So they come to some sort of conclusion. All right, and then so what? 2 weeks ago they tried it again. So what we have to surmise is that it took them that long to rearm. From last year, the 12-day war, to the time that they tried it again, that was them getting sufficient, what they thought, shells or whatever, intercepting missiles or THAAD systems or whatever they thought they needed to try it again, try the regime change again, and try to get whatever it was that they were going for them to do exactly the same thing. And this time it failed again. Okay, and they weren't ready for it. So what's happening right now? Do they continue on or do they step down? Looks like they're stepping down. And it looks like everybody knows it. So I'm going to get 2 Corinthians. Right? Yep, there it is right here. It's going to stay up probably. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us for exactly what's going on. Let me get that in Salaki. And what is GNT, right? Is that what everybody's doing nowadays? That ain't the King James. Remember them days? That ain't the King James. Ark. 2 Ezra 9 and 1 in the GNT. He answered, consider all these things very carefully when you see that some of the signs I've told you about have appeared. Well, we've seen them. You will know that the time has come when God Most High will bring judgment on the world he has created. There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. When you see these things happening, you will know that they are what Most High God has spoken about since the beginning of creation. Okay? So we're measuring. Consider these things very carefully. We're measuring. Let's get it the old school version real quick, because it has a vibration on it too. Where is it at? Okay. Measure the time 9. There it is. 2 Ezra 9 and 1 in the KJV. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And that's what we're doing. All right. We're watching. One more. Set it up. Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man. Ezekiel 3:17 in the KJV, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them, who is them? The house of Israel. Warning from me. Back to the warning. Okay, so we're going to click on this. It's finally over. What are we letting you know? That there's going to be a lull in the war. This is the time for peace and safety. Let's talk about it. Well, we can't talk about it no more. We can't go back to the drawing board. You guys will try to kill us, like you have the last two times. So here we are at this expanse. Now, this is going to determine, right, before this thing kicks up again in high gear, a lot of things have to transpire. Jacob's trouble, MOTB, hour of temptation, things of that nature. Civil wars, right? Famine of the word. These things are coming. All right, but let's listen to Willie. You can tell a little story about when he was in grade school with 25 commercials in between. So I apologize for those in advance. Salak, take this back to the head and see if he'll go from the top without a commercial. Go.
Willie D.
It's a day ago now.
What's up, family? I need all of my warriors to come to the front. All the warriors, y'all, come up to the front.
Now, what are we talking about?
Got a question for you.
Warriors. The man, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is a man of God. He's a warrior. Okay? He's a man of war, Salakia. He's a warrior. What are we talking about? Okay? They have become as women. Why is Trump turning around and running? He freaks out and admits it live. I didn't get to that part.
Have you ever thought, right before physical combat ensued, that you had an easy win, and it turned out to be something different? When I was in middle school, there was this guy named Richard. He played football. He's 8th grade, but he looks like what a football player might look like, right? Richard used to go around at lunch poking his finger in people's food saying, "You want this? You want this?" And obviously they would be like, "No, man, you can have it. No. So I watched Richard from the beginning of the school year, first day of school. He did this for about a week, maybe 2, but he finally made his way around to me. I knew he was going to make his way around to me because that's what bullies do. Bullies test the waters, and they test everybody they think might blink. So when he finally got around to me, he said, I was ready for him. I saw him walking toward him. He came over there. "You want this?" I had a fork in my hand. I said, "Yeah, motherfucker." Stabbed his ass. Yeah, man, I stabbed him with it. That's right. Family, do you know, miraculously, that was the last time Richard ever stuck his finger in my food. Might have been the last time he ever stuck his finger in anybody's food, but definitely mine. And not only did he never stick his finger in my food again, he never tried me going forward because he understood that I would take it there. This brings me to Donald Trump, your president. Donald Trump tried Iran, and he realized immediately thereafter that Iran would take it there. I want you to hear what he said about Iran's retaliation after the United States and Israel attacked it.
Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. They had thousands of drones. They were making drones and missiles all over the place. We've knocked out most of those factories.
So he went over there messing with Iran, thinking Iran was just going to fold. When Iran struck back, not just at Israel, but Qatar, UAE, what does he say? Bahrain.
Joel 3:10. All right. Let the weak say I'm strong. Or thou become as weak as we.
And a few others, right?
Paraphrase.
When they struck back, he was shocked. That's how you deal with bullies. You got to shock them so that they never try you again. Let me tell you what's going to happen here, fam. No matter what happens, no matter how this war ends, it will be a cold day in hell before the United States tries Iran again. I can guarantee you that. Another thing I can guarantee you is Iran will never succumb to allowing the United States to pick its leader. They hate Western ways. They'd rather die. Every single 90 million of those people, every person counted, would rather die. Them people stand on something. See, Americans, we ain't used to that type of thing. We ain't used to that. We're used to acquiescing. We're used to going along to get along. We're used to capitulating. Yeah, man, we ain't like that. We ain't built like that. But they are. They are. They struck those other countries because that's where the U.S. had military bases. So they struck. So all of these countries that they could get to, they got those U.S. military bases. They hit every last one of them. And while Trump is running around saying that they tore up everything, they destroyed the military, 100% of Iran's military, the damn missiles are still flying. Iran's missiles are still flying into other countries. So last time I checked, that would constitute not having your 100% of your military destroyed. I got a question for Trump because he said that he was shocked. My question to Trump is, are you still shocked? Are you still shocked? Because I know there's a lot of people who are not shocked. Iran isn't shocked. See, here's what people have to understand about Iran. It don't matter how many of their leaders America takes out. They thought when they killed the leader, that was it. They thought when they killed the Ayatollah, that was it. They thought when they killed those other 40 senior officers, that was it. Man, for everyone that go down, they got 1,000 of them, 10,000 ready to take their place. They're ready. They're ready to serve, and they are not going to back down. They're just not going. They're not going to bow down. They're not going to. See, here's the thing about that. Any leader that bows down is going to be disowned by their people. Yeah, they got people in Iran who wanted a regime change, but they don't want to see their leaders murdered, and they do not want to see America take over. They do not want to be westernized. Yeah. So, yeah, you got some people who want to see that. They don't mind being westernized, but they are in the minority. The majority of Iranians, they like their culture. They select their culture over the United States culture, or the U.S. culture. That's why many Iranians come here and go back to Iran.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. He said a mouthful, all right? But basically, what are we looking at? I'm going to take it from here and I'm going to transition. So we're at peace and safety right now, all right? Because what they want is they want to quell this thing. They want it to go away for a minute while they regroup, while they restock. So where are we going to start? Let's start with Iran's win. That's Joel 3. Shabbat Shalom. Kohalagi, how about Shmiel? They backed them the fuck up for a minute. Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and pruning hooks into spears, okay? Well, they've been working for the last, 20 years since they landed that drone? That's where it went. And they've been building rockets and Katyushas and Shaheeds and things of that nature. Now they got drone and missile tech dominance in the region, right? So that's beat your plowshares into sword. These weapons, beat your plowshares into drones and pruning hooks into Shahed missiles. Okay, now you're dominating the region. Let the weak say I'm strong. Okay, so we see that. We see. Let's see. I'm gonna go to Revelation real quick because what does this do? This lull in that. Let's get peace and safety real quick. Second, or 1 Timothy 5 and 3. All right, because that's basically this is a form. This ceasefire, without calling it a ceasefire, Salakia, is basically a ceasefire. It's a chance to regroup, a chance to restock, create ammunition for your Iron Dome or whatever. It's not working right now. Time out, nigga. Let me wipe the blood off. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3 in the King James, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman, and they shall not escape. Well, right now that's talking about the wicked, the big and the little Satan. Right? They talk about peace and safety right now. Can we hold up for a minute? Again, how many times is this? You tried it the first time, it didn't work. This is the second time getting that ass whooped, so it's going to take, on the third time, it's too late. You're going to go for them, for the big weapons. You're going to pull out them nukes and say, I'm tired of this dancing. Okay, so that's coming. I want to get the hour of temptation. It's 3 because that's what's going to come in between this. All right, let's get the hour. All right, in between going to ICBMs and nukes, right? Even between the Northern Army getting sent over, a bunch of stuff has to transpire at home. We got to come right up onto the hour of temptation, meaning that chip has to be being pushed this summer. Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them which dwell upon the earth. Going into that, being forced to take that sea hip, either the Neuralink or in your hand. Okay, so that's coming. Let's get Civil War, which is Isaiah 19, which we should start at Revelation 11. Let's go back there real quick. Did we go there? Going now. Shabbat Shalom and 8. We got to establish Egypt. Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies, you Israelites, shall lie in the street of the great city, Babylon the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So Babylon the Great, America is also spiritually known as Egypt as well as Sodom. So now we can come back and understand that Isaiah Isaiah's Egyptians are the Babylonians who are Americans. Okay, so, and I will set the Americans against the Americans, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. These things are going to take place before America restocks Israel, and they're ready to try this thing one more time before they have to resort to nukes. So that's how I see things.
Come here and get their money. But after they get their money, they go right back to Iran. Just like a lot of Vietnamese do, Chinese people do the same thing. They get their money and they go back to their homeland.
They go do what? Every man shall flee into his own land, right? We'll get that and go ahead and close because we're in that time. Flee. Is that in the Apocrypha? It's lucky I got this phone. I thought that was in Micah or something. It's lucky. Bear with me for a moment. Every man shall flee into his own land. Isaiah. How come it didn't come up? 13. Okay, we're in that time. That's one of them, but they're gonna go home. They're gonna say, "There is no more Babylon." What is it? Let's get this first. Isaiah 13:4. This is as these devils are being chased. Isaiah 13:14, and it shall be as a chased roe and a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. That's one. Let me see. What's the other one? As far as I thought it was in Revelation. Um, Look, let me look on this phone again. Let's see. Babylon is fallen. Oh, her merchants. What is it? Where am I? Babylon is fallen. Her merchants. What shall lament and go home to their own country. Something like that. See if I can find it like that. $18, $11. the only one? Let's see. Oh, bear with me, Slucky. 11. Let's see. Lament. Live deliciously. Lament. Standing afar off. In 1 hour. Merchandise and cinnamon. Da 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 da. Fruits goodly are departed from thee. No more at all these merchants. Alas, for in 1 hour. Let's see. I'm going to just read that whole thing. Let's see. Found no more. It says, well, doesn't so much say that they went home, but it says that they shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And then it says, this is Revelation 18 and 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth. So, it doesn't so much say that they're going to go. It says that they cried afar off. Okay, so I'm going to read, okay, this is Revelation 18 and 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Okay, so that's about as close as I can get as to them. And then them standing afar off. So yeah, they are gonna go back to their own, return to his own land. Let me look one more time. Uh, countries, people from other countries will return home when Babylon falls. Babylon the Great. KJV. Boom. See what we got. Israel will return. He will gather his people. Yeah. Prophet. Yep, there's one. Okay, so not much. Let's see. Yeah, that's. I don't want to read the one where the Most High is gathering Israel. So, and there's a couple of those. I just want to see the other people going home. Israel will return. I will surely gather my people. Okay. So according to KJV, when Babylon the Great falls, foreign workers, visitors, and soldiers will flee the city to avoid destruction. This is AI. Isaiah 13:14 describes this as a chase drill. So there it is. Swift disorganization, Department of People seeking safety, fleeing from Babylon. Okay, no protection, reuniting with people. Let's see, Isaiah 13. Okay, that's all they give. So, and then gathering, the Most High gathering. That's not really what we're looking for. So anyway, I guess I'll leave it right there. But yeah, use this time, right, to prepare yourself for things like the sea hip, living as a fugitive. Let me get that real quick on the way up. Prepare yourself for things like this. Let's go to 16. What is it? 1630? 1640. Revelation, Salakia. Second Ezra 1640. Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So that's what's coming. All right. Be ready to civil war starts or whatever. Right. That's what's coming in between this lull. Right. Before it kicks back up and they take it to the next level, which is tactical nuclear weapons. They want to go there, but it's too early. We got to get the C hip thing in place first, as far as prophecy goes. The prophecies have order. With that, we pray that the elect ratify you, brothers and sisters. Shabbat shalom.